Alright, what comes next in the sequence? I'm stumped.
This is the very creatively named Chapter 5765.
By the time I returned to where Dad died, you'd moved him. But I could still see him lying there. I was sure that Doc 765 would hold an answer that would put me on the trail of Dad's killer, Riggs. I was right. But what I found was just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, you found an iceberg on the dock?
As Admiral H. Curtis points out, 765 is kind of a trademark number with
I think
Namco.
what we need is behind that gate. There's some guys back there. One of them
Oh,
must
don't
have
tell
the
Shadow to
key.
get keys. No, no,
Shadow.
no. Oh.
Keys?
So unfortunately, this does mean a stealth section. And what's kind of interesting, if you noticed, like Jack said, keys with a question mark.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess that's to Wright's retribution. It's like Shadow's actually Frank's dog, because we don't really get to use Shadow until Chapter 3 after Frank's dead, which is kind of new. But I don't know. I guess like I guess he's like Shadow Keys. Like, is this gonna work?
Am I really to believe this?
So unfortunately, this part you have to do a little stealthy, and I'm calling the guy right over to where I took the other body, but
Just bite right into his skull. Good.
actually his helmet. This
That canine has some canines.
yeah, it's not quite clear now at this point who these guys are at all. Like, they're not Union, they're not Triads, and they're just
In the
kinda-
way is who they are.
basically. They're kind of military guys. Fortunately, this one guy is facing a fire barrel, and he never ever turns.
Is that Shadow or the guy?
That's the guy. Strangely.
Oh.
Alright, so we're just going to go back through the glowing tunnel that we lured this guy near. and
So
we'll
these
get
guys
there
have
too.
blue hearts.
Yes, they do have blue hearts. But
Until they
turn-
get bitten, then they turn red.
Right.
Right.
Well, alright, I guess to make this somewhat helpful. So blue normally means they're kind of unaware of you, and yellow means they're alerted to something, and red means they're on full alert and they know you're there.
Or they're dying.
Right. Well, that when you're chewing their neck off or whatever the hell Shadow's doing,
I would be
at
pretty
that
alert
point.
at that point.
I would think so. Yeah.
Or maybe I'd be in a very deep yellow color.
But so as I'm sure you'll be surprised to hear, Dead to Rights doesn't really do stealth very well.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah, and like barking really just kind of repositions an enemy.
Shadow,
closer
put
to
him in
you.
a locker.
This is one of the few. You were clearly not dragging him there, Shadow. This is one of the few times you actually you do have to sort of use stealth because there's like 4 guys clustered together, which is really just ends up being a pain in the ass because.
Well,
I
what
don't
if they
know.
were to see Shadow without knowing that he's a killer evil mutant dog? Like, would they
Like,
just
you
shoot
just-
him on sight?
Like a regular dog.
Yeah.
See, look at this. Now 2 guys came with.
Like,
the
how do they
fucking
know
bark.
Shadow's come here with ill intent?
Well, I mean, he is huge. Plus, he has a scar. It looks like. Uh-oh, one of them saw me. As you can hear from the that sound effect, which sounds like a tube of like paper towels being waved in the air.
Pee on the pipe so Shadow knows that this is his area.
We'll be peeing a little later.
Okay,
I think around chapter 7.
good. Jack or Shadow?
Both. And us from anticipation.
Jack sees Shadow. Good idea, Shadow.
Yeah, so I was trying to split these 2 guys up with barking, and that's exactly what we're gonna do.
That worked somehow.
And look, this guy is like, well, I don't really care where my partner went to, so it's time to go back to my predetermined patrol route.
Assuming those gurgling death sounds were you just yawning, Frank.
So here we are in an abandoned factory kind of thing, and annoyingly, I got 2 of these guys with the bark. This is just kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest. They're not even really patrolling, they just kind of stand in certain spots.
Originally, did you try just to run straight through?
Yeah, there's just too many of them clustered together, though. Shadow, like I said before, you can only take like 2 hits.
Right.
And then you have to do this whole thing over again.
No checkpoints, huh?
I think, to be fair, there is one right after I kill this guy. If you watch in the upper left corner of the screen, the little loading thing signifies checkpoints. I kind of wish there was something more than that, but, what can you do? It's a tough world in Grant City.
It is.
here at Dock 765, which has a lot less.
Okay, that was just crude.
Yeah, that
I think you're gonna need to put a sensor bar over that.
Yeah, I'm not showing the world this.
Yeah. Like, I think that guy enjoyed that death. I mean, I would, you know.
Fortunately, we've got a handprint we're tracking, and that will obviously lead to keys.
That's the only handprint on this entire area.
Okay, this guy's patrolling at least. This van. This van is where I'm going to be bringing people to kill all of them, basically. One
Shadow has
by
found his
one.
kill house.
This is where he goes.
Noticed your jugular was sticking out there. I had to get rid of that.
See, it made more kind of sense in Dead to Rights 1 when Jack was like a canine unit cop and Shadow was his dog, and it made sense that they're both kind of psycho.
Right.
But now it's like the father was kind of a psycho. Maybe he was like the father on Dexter or something.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this dog is obviously a serial killer.
I don't
and
think
so
these
is my
guys are
son.
limited to a code, though. Someone in your way? Murder him.
Well, you know, criminals are criminals, basically. Mm-hmm. Why would you keep this horrible van nearby? Like it seems like we're more in a junkyard than a dockyard.
Could be sentimental.
Mm-hmm. I like how the art direction went with gray and blue here. It's not a color we've seen very often.
No, not in this game.
No,
I'm so used to
not-
the pretty pinks and bright purples.
Right. The glowing greens of the metropolis. Whoa.
Shadow, are you trying to spell out something with dead bodies? That's so cute.
Oh, and this guy, I didn't even have to bark. He just came right over.
Do these guys even react to seeing dead... Ugh. Oh, yeah, ripping out his nuts isn't enough. You have to go for the neck, too, right, Shadow? Will nothing satiate your bloodlust?
Wait, is that the exact same van? Like, they have the driver's side doors kind of, like, hanging off?
Otherwise, copy-pasted. Oh, please don't look up Shadow's butt, please.
Well, I moved the camera.
Shadow was looking at you like, I saw what you were doing. I saw you look at... Ah, you did it again. You were
Well, I have
just
to
doing this for the viewers.
No, there's a guy up there. I swear to
This
God,
is just
I'm not-
grotesque.
I'm not some kind of dog.
This is
camera
just
pro.
wrong.
Look,
I
there's
have two
another one
dogs
of those-
humping my computer screen right now because of this video.
There's another fucking van. Right there. It's the same fucking van, I think. Alright. Oh.
Oh, keys.
Yeah, then it's a key card again. And they actually make you run all the way back.
Do you think Shadow rips the balls off of people because he's mad about being neutered? And he's trying to restore his own manlyhood?
Deja vu. It does seem like kind of a vengeance sort of thing.
Yeah, it's gotta be something behind it all.
What fucking dock is this? Like, why would you ever park a ship here? It's all garbage.
It's really safe.
There we go. And there's a bulldozer, and yeah. So finally, we get back to Jack.
Good dog.
And Jack doesn't even know what key this unlocks.
Oh, that's
Like,
a
is it
little,
that-
little callback to what Frank and Shadow did in that one
Exactly.
chapter.
See, I don't get this. Like, why do chain link fences in this game need key cards? Like, I've never seen a fence like that.
Well, earlier fences, Jack just kicks open.
So now we have to run all the way through.
And
what
enemies
Shadow just
came
did.
back.
Yeah. And we're gonna have Shadow kill them again.
Attack with stealth, Shadow! Jack yells across the yard.
What the?
What?
Oh my god, I think
Shadow, that's
really...
enough is enough.
So unfortunately, helmet enemies, you can't quite headshot them. But we can still do that.
Stay down.
And I think he's gonna stay down.
Well, after being told that, yeah. So we're
Lay
using
low,
a
boy.
Shadow, the
I don't think Shadow knows how to lay low. Shadow's just like, what?
I gotta check out this van operation. Is that a fourth one I just saw? God almighty, that fucking van.
They're mass-produced.
Keep guard, Shadow.
Guard van 1 of 4.
Hey, where'd all the bodies go, Shadow? Maybe he hid them from Jack, too.
Over there, boy.
I like the stereo. That was a nice little detail. Now it really feels like Doc 765.
Yeah, that's what differentiates the vans. One has this stereo on.
Now we're gonna learn some plot.
Door was
And
open.
I had to color.
Riggs had
correct
a nice little sleepover set up. Everything needed to nail him was there. A cop's wet dream. All the evidence in one place. Still no link between him and Dad. The answer was there. I just
And
had to
learn how to
find it.
read.
Who the fuck are these guys? Definitely not SWAT. Red. What the hell? I know this place. It's the Pinnacle Stadium project.
Yeah, remember that? What?
There's a tape recorder.
Did you get the money? I got half the money. Well, that's traditional. Half now, half on completion.
And the other half later.
When you storm the tower, don't forget to make me look good. That's important. Just stay behind the camera, though, eh? And Redwater. Redwater's dangerous, Riggs. An uncontrollable fanatic. He's in this for all the right reasons. Just the wrong
Why are we
reasons
tape
for me.
recording this?
He'll take the city by force. Then you eliminate him. Don't worry, Temple. You won't know what hit him, especially from behind.
Temple. Julian
Jack, don't
Temple.
record that.
Guess Riggs wanted some insurance, just in case Temple double-crossed him. That insurance became my evidence. But Redwater, seems he'd been doing some overtime off the books. He was mixed up in something, and it looked more expensive than SWAT. I wanted to check out the stadium, but first, I had to see what else Doc 765 had in store.
Jack, it's in the background, up above the door. You're
The
a good
what?
detective. You could.
Do not enter?
No, Jack. Ah.
I remember Dad talking about a spate of arson attacks back in '82. Took out a dozen or so small Dockland businesses, some that weren't so legit. No big loss.
Dad
Place
was also off his
condemned.
meds then, so who knows if that was
No
true.
one bothered to knock it down, so they just left it to rot. Typical Grant City.
He's having this
Shot in the head,
monologue right
typical
now.
Grant City. Was that part of his monologue?
So, Pinnacle was mentioned as kind of a little throwback, and we'll get a little more into that in Chapter 6, but he's not the mayor, and that's actually even more confusing, but whatever. And he does not appear in the game at all or anything, it's just a
No.
little throwback. But yeah, we're going to be learning who this mysterious army is, maybe even how Redwater and Riggs are involved.
Oh, I can't wait to get that plot hole closed.
Alright, so unfortunately we've got a big war zone area right here because,
Right next to another van.
yeah. The other good news I should say is we're about to be getting a slew of completely new weaponry
Oh,
pretty
really?
soon. Yeah. It's going to be pretty interesting.
Is it
What?
fist upgrades?
Funnily enough, that comes into play, but not
Really?
not in the way you might think. Yeah, not. But
Doesn't tie
again,
Bowie knives to his hands?
No, I wish, but anyway. So we're gonna hide behind these conveniently placed pallets and grab some grenades that are just kind of left up there for us.
Right.
Who just leaves grenades lying around?
Well, you know,
That's
fans, grenades.
Jack. There we go. We'll just throw with the other one for the hell of it.
Pretty good with those grenades.
I would have thought, but that guy was right next to the explosion, and he seems fine, so... There we go. See, what's nice about the slowdown headshot is you don't even need to really aim. You just wait for that to happen, and you know you've killed the guy. I love this video game.
Oh.
And,
Oh.
I
What?
could swear they use Doom sound No, get in there. Sound effects for these doors.
It's
And,
a little
oh my
out of
god,
place. What?
we're in Total Recall
Oh.
suddenly.
Fuck is all this?
It's the future.
Doc 765 or Doc WTF.
Glowing, like, Doom stuff? This is ridiculous.
It was a device designed for Armageddon.
What?
Some kind of armored mobile ops center. Next gen, fully modular. Years ahead of anything I'd seen in service.
I.e. my
There were
fists.
enough of them to get into some serious shit. It was branded GCPD, but some department I didn't recognize. GAC. Grant City Anti-Crime. Should have been GCAC, I guess, but that wouldn't roll off the tongue quite as well.
I'll have to have a word with
Whatever
them
the
about that.
name, the hardware was more suited to war than police work.
So, everything about GAC, I should just tell you, glows blue.
Bright computer screens. Increasing computer screen brightness. Like, really large. I mean, probably not human.
Sort of crazy.
He has a weird look in his eyes. Completely
Except he
covered in
doesn't.
blood.
The dog's not in here. It got left behind. Now, do you notice the aiming reticle of this gun I have? When I like go
Yeah.
into
Oh, there's Shadow.
Oh, there we are.
Hey!
So enter the other big thing from the first game is Gak.
Right.
Is back. And this ends up being the major enemy for the rest of the game.
Ah, good. I knew Nickelodeon had a hand in this.
This is a pretty like silly thing. Stay or die, or run and live.
So you can do either or?
No, you have to fight through them anyway,
Oh.
so it doesn't quite work out. But,
Stay or die if you want.
Gak's not too different from the people we fought. They have better weaponry. Alright, they have better weaponry for them. For us, basically, all of our cursors look all futuristic now, like our aiming reticles, but they actually make it tougher to aim. Also, did you
Well,
hear
Jack is still kind of in a Cro-Magnon mindset. He can't really adapt to future weapons very well.
No. Well, the problem is, like, they're all, like, hexagons and these weird shapes, where it's like, oh, I gotta figure out what the center of all this is. Ooh.
What kind of reticle is that?
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like
It's
all
like a
this, like,
spider.
it's all shit to, like, look cool, but it's kind of a pain in the ass. Okay. If you want to know the truth. What do you call it? Now, and as nice as as futuristic as Gak is, I mean, they're no match for Super Cop here, so...
Sure.
And all that riot gear, it doesn't matter. You can still melee them. Shadow still hurts them. We're really all set.
So not, you know, too many steps above the triads.
No, not at all. The only difference is Gak, well, they do have melee and snipers. They don't exactly have rocket guys. They have their own thing to make up for that deficiency, but we won't see that till Chapter 6.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh.
You always know how to entice me into viewing the next chapter.
You know what else is great, too, is that Gak decides to wear these white heads, which really makes him kind of stick out for the headshot. It's really just not a well-thought-out department.
No, not all. Oh,
He'll
Jack.
take... Oh, Jack. So that's the Gak shotgun.
Yeah.
Which is like, just throw a big white circle and maybe a little blue blur in the middle of it. Like, I'm not fighting aliens here. I mean, come on. Uh-oh.
Even the weapon fire sounds slightly futuristic.
Yeah, it does. And then it has, like, this sort of, like, electronic, like, whine when it, like, has to reload and,
Right.
you know, load the next round. Yeah, this honestly is kind of crazy. But we're still using regular grenades.
For now.
So, I guess the dock is now a train yard, too. And... Ooh. Good
awkward.
job, Shadow. I would have thought all that friggin' armor would have helped him do something, but...
No, not against Shadow's teeth.
No, that's...
That's an entirely different monster.
And it's odd, too, that none of them were wearing Gak gear. They were just wearing, like, regular SWAT guys before.
Well, that one guy had Gak shoulder pads at the beginning.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Yeah, Gak has big white shoulder pads, too.
Yeah, where can I get those?
Grant City, apparently.
What?
Uh-oh. And now we're gonna stop on a cliffhanger because it's that Gak
no.
gunship.
Oh, the one that, whoa.
Yep. The one from Chapter 1.
Riggs!
We'll be facing him next time in Chapter 5, Doc 765.
Fuck him!
That's not easy to say. Dead to rights.
Dead to rights.
Retribution.
This will be retributed. Wait, what?
I don't know. God almighty.